Hey guys, so today I have a collective haul. I've never shopped so much in my life. It's a problem. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into this because if I don't, then we'll be here all day. The first purchase that I made was to Sleek Cosmetics, and I've been looking into them a little while, and I just heard a lot of really good things about them, and they're pretty inexpensive, so I decided to try a couple of their things out. I heard a lot about their Eye Divine palettes, so I wanted to give them a try, and I picked up 4 of them. And the first one that I got was the Acid palette. Now this is a very, very crazy colorful palette, and I really wanted some smaller colorful palettes because I do have the BH Cosmetic, the huge like 120 palette, and it has so many really great colors, but I wanted some that were a little smaller so I could take them if I wanted to go traveling or something like that. And these just have really great, bold, crazy colors, and I think that these palettes retail for about $9.99. I mean, they're not the best, color payoff. These, well, they have like some color payoff, but you definitely want to put a white base underneath them, and then the colors will really pop. So I really do like the Acid palette. The next palette that I got was another crazy color palette, and this is the Ultra Matte V1, and these are just all matte, really bright colors, and again, just really fun. I'm really enjoying these 2 palettes for the very fun and colorful ones. But I also decided to try out one of their natural palettes, and this is called Au Naturel. And this is, again, a $9.99 palette. So this is what the palette looks like. I actually am not a huge fan of this palette. The color payoff is pretty good, and they're just like the other palettes, but I don't really reach for these specific neutral colors a lot, so I don't really see me really gravitating towards this palette very often. I will probably end up giving this away to a friend or something. I don't regret it or anything, I just don't really like the colors. The last thing that I got from Sleek Cosmetic was a primer palette, and I definitely don't really like this palette. I don't really think of them as primers, really. I think of these more as like cream eyeshadows, which they don't really have the best pigmentation, and I don't know, like I think that if you're a beginner you would find this helpful and just putting a little bit of pop of color onto your eyes, and then you could layer them with shadows on top, but I just don't really think that I needed this in my collection. Moving on, I did get one thing from makeupgeek, and this is my first purchase from makeupgeek. I've heard so many good things about them, and I'm really obsessed with pigments. And I've heard really good things about how makeupgeek really compares to MAC and in their pigments and like pretty much the entire line. So I really wanted to try one of their pigments because they're like a third of the price. MAC pigments run for like $21.95, I think, or something like that. But they're really expensive, and makeupgeek pigments, they're like, I think they're like $7.99 or $6.99. So I ended up getting makeupgeek Utopia, and this pigment is so popular and so gorgeous. I wanted to get my hands on this back in New Year's when everybody was doing tutorials with this gorgeous glittery pigment, and I heard that this is a dupe for MAC's, I think, Reflex Gold, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it is. I don't have that one, but it's really cool that this is a dupe for that. And I also really want to get the, I think it's called, I'm not sure what the pigment is called from makeupgeek, but it's a dupe for MAC's Blue Brown pigment, which I've also really wanted to get my hands on. So I think I'm going to pick up that one next, but this is really gorgeous, and I really want to do a makeup tutorial using this pigment. And I actually just saw Jaclyn Hill use this pigment in one of her tutorials. She made this look so gorgeous, so I'm definitely going to do a tutorial on this one soon. Next, I got a couple blushes. I actually was able to snatch these on Haute Look, and these are the In-Stain blushes from The Balm. Normally these retail for $22, which is super expensive for blushes, and I've been really into getting staining products for my face since summer is arriving. You'll see a lot of the things that I purchased are like long-wearing, waterproof things to wear on your face, just because I know that in the summertime I'm gonna need it. And I got them for $11 each, which was pretty much getting 2 for the price of 1. So that was really awesome. The one color that I got was Lace. I have a lot of blushes this color, but I don't have any that are really long-wearing, so I'm really happy that I got this. And this is just a bright pink, and it's so gorgeous. I'm actually wearing it today on my cheeks, and I really love this color. It just makes it looks really scary in the pan, but if you use a bigger fluffy brush and just kind of buff it onto your cheeks, that's what I do, it just makes a gorgeous flush of color on your cheeks. And just, oh my god, I just love this blush so much, and it does really stain your cheeks. The other color that I got is called Toilette, I believe, and I do not have a blush color this color. I'm obsessed with this. I know that when I get tanner, it's going to look even better, and it's kind of like a raspberry color, so it's like a red and a pink and a orange all in one, and it's just so gorgeous. So I definitely know I will be getting a lot of use of this in the summer. So I did a little shopping at MAC Cosmetics, and I saw a lot of these things are inspired by Jaclyn Hill because I'm obsessed with everything that she does on her face. It just looks so good, and I always love everything that I get on her recommendation. So I ended up picking up MAC Emphasize Powder, and this is a brightening under eye setting powder. When I put this underneath my eye, I usually use like a fluffy under eye setting brush type of thing, and it looks really good. I don't think it looks really over the top or anything. I know with people that have tanner skin or just darker skin types, they probably won't be able to wear this as much, but I'm really enjoying this powder. I've never used a brightening under eye setting powder, and it really makes a huge difference when trying to brighten and contour and highlight those areas. So I'm really loving MAC Emphasize Powder. Going along with that brightening effect, I also picked up MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. This one is more of a rose salmon color, and I have pink undertones, so this works really well for me. It also works well for people that have yellow undertones as well. It just really works to brighten the under eye, since you do have blue tones underneath your eye. So I've been really liking this. I also have this underneath my eye to brighten up, and also around my face where I would like to highlight. So I've been really liking this. It's very easy to use. It has a tip that is a little brush here, so you can just kind of like paint it on your face, and it looks pretty intense when you first put it on, but then it really blends out gorgeously, and I've been absolutely loving this. The last thing that I got from MAC, the Studio Care Blend MAC Pressed Powder, and this is in medium deep. When I first saw this, I actually didn't think it was going to be dark enough for me to use, but it definitely is. I'm very fair toned, and it doesn't look, when I looked at it, I'm like, this isn't a bronzer, this isn't going to work. The reason it doesn't look like a bronzer is because many times when you get a bronzer, it has orangey undertones, or it has more of like a reddish tone, and then it makes it so that you can bronze with it. But they're not the best for contouring all the time, and I find that this looks super natural since this is just a regular pressed powder in a darker form. I usually use it to contour my face or even bronze up, but it does it in such a natural way since it is a pressed powder. I made a little stop to Ulta just to get one thing. I've been trying to get the Anastasia Dip Brow, and this was like a while ago, but I really wanted to get the Dip Brow because I heard so many people talk about it on YouTube, and I really wanted to get my hands on it. Normally I was using I either use just like a dark brown eyeshadow on my eyebrows, or I use the e.l.f. Studio Kit, which was working pretty well, but I wanted something a little different. And again, since I wanted to have stuff that is waterproof for the summertime, I figured that I would give this a try, because this is a waterproof based cream for your eyebrows, and it's the Dip Brow Pomade, and I got the color Chocolate. They actually only had the chocolate one in stock, so I opted to get that one, but I actually really like that I chose this because this is a warmer brown, and it was just seemed a little bit darker than the dark brown almost. And I really like the way this looks on my eyebrows, and it stays put all day. I'm hoping to do a brow routine, so give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see how I do my brows. The next thing that I got were actually a couple of tools, and I really have been wanting to try out Sigma brushes for the longest time, but I just haven't because they're kind of a little bit more on the more expensive side. Everybody else and their mom uses the Sigma F80 brush, and this is just a flat top kabuki brush. I was like, I just don't understand, why is this so good? Like, I don't get it. Like, why is everybody so obsessed with it? Well, let me tell you, I have not touched my beauty blender since this has come into my life. And I use it today to put on my foundation. I've used it every single day. And you know that I didn't just get one of the brushes. I got a whole set of them. And I actually haven't been using some of them, but my two favorite has definitely been the F80 and the F86. A lot of people use this one for under eye concealer, and that is what I've been using for it as well. And because it has this taper, it gets right in there and can really blend it out. I've been using this for my highlighting, concealing routine, and it's been working absolutely fantastic. So these are definitely my two favorite brushes. As you guys know, there was a 15% promo code at Sephora, and if you are I think a VIB, Rouge, or just, I don't know, you just have to be like have the points at Sephora, and then you got the 15% promo code, and I'm guessing a lot of you guys do if you're a makeup lover like me. So I picked up a lot of stuff because I wanted to try out so many things, and I knew that that 15% wasn't going to come again for quite some time, I was sure. So I picked up a couple of palettes, and the first thing that I got was actually the Stila and the Light palette, which a lot of people were talking about as their staple product. A lot of people are like, you just need this in your collection type of thing. So I did pick it up, and I really, really love the colors. It has the most infamous color from Stila, which is Kitten, and it is super, super gorgeous. And I guess I took out the smudge stick that comes with it, but it does come with a brown waterproof smudge stick, which is really, really nice. The other eye palette that I got was, of course, the Too Faced Chocolate palette. I am obsessed with this, guys. I didn't think that I was going to like it as much as I don't know. I just didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do. And you're probably thinking, then why would you get it if you didn't think that? But everybody's been talking about it, and they're just like, I don't know, it smells like chocolate, so that kind of sold me. I'm going to do a full review on this because, I don't know, I just have a lot to say about it. And, I mean, there are some cons to this palette, but I really overall love it. And when I smell this, everybody talks about how it smells so good. And so I went to go smell it, and I thought it was going to be, more artificial, chocolate smelling. But when I smelled it, it smells like no other. It smells so good. I love the way that this smells, and I have a problem because I can't stop smelling it. I got the Stay Flawless 15-Hour Primer from Benefit, which is kind of weird because this was all the rage back a year ago, I feel like, and nobody really talks about it, but I still really, really, really wanted it, especially because summer's coming up. I wanted a longer primer, if I'm gonna be outside all day and I really, really want my makeup to stay on, if I'm at a concert or just anything like that, or a summer wedding, I could just pop this on somebody and it would just work so, so well. And I've tried it and it works pretty good. I think I might also do a full review on this too because there's some pros and cons about this, but overall I do really like it. The next thing a lot of people have been talking about lately, and I never thought that I was going to buy it, but it just kept coming up, and I'm like, okay, I need to get it while it's on 15% off. And it is the Bite Agave Lip Mask. And I was like, why did I get this? So as soon as I got it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to put this on my lips and see what happens. I thought that it was some miracle product. And when I put it on, I'm like, okay, fine, my lips are smooth, whatever. But I don't really have that many problems with chapped lips. So it really wasn't going to do anything to my lips because my lips weren't that chapped. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this on my clients when I do makeup on them, just so that if I do a bright lip color or a drawing lip color, it's going to look really good and keep their lips looking really, really good. So I was actually doing my sister's makeup, and she always has really chapped lips. So I'm like, okay, perfect. So let me try this on her. So I put it on before I started her makeup, and as I was doing her makeup, I was obviously going to do her lips last. So I took a Q-tip to her lips. I let this sit on her lips for about 15 minutes. And I went in with a Q-tip, and all of her dry flakes just fell off. I'm not kidding. And her lips were so smooth. It definitely is extremely pricey. I don't think that it should have cost that much, I feel like, but it is really, really great and very luxurious product. The other things that I got from Sephora are some face products. And I've heard, again, so many people talk about the NARS Radiant Concealer. So I decided to pick it up, and it is really expensive, so I'm happy that I got 15% off. And I have the one in vanilla, and it's just a really awesome, concealer. There's no glitter in it. There's no, flecks of anything. It's just radiant. I mean, that's just what it says. It's just so pretty. It doesn't leave your under eye looking, dry or, really shiny or something. It just gives your under eye, a really nice sheen, which is really nice since a lot of times our under eyes can be kind of dry. I feel like a concealer like this works really, really well. I have absolutely been loving, and it's so great for highlighting my under eye and everywhere else in my face. The next two products I picked up were from Tarte, and I picked up the Tarte Amazonian Clay Park Avenue Princess Matte Bronzer. I was watching somebody on YouTube, and she was using this bronzer, and she said that this was a waterproof bronzer. I tried it on, and it really does last all day. I'm not quite sure if this is waterproof, but I know that it lasts a really long time, so I was really happy about that. I really like the color that it is. I'm obsessed with the packaging. I think it's really gorgeous. So this is Park Avenue Princess Matte Bronzer by Tarte. From Tarte, I also picked up one of their 15-hour blushes, and this is an Exposed. And believe it or not, I don't have any nude blushes, and I really, really love this. This is the first one I've ever gotten from them. I've heard so many good things about it, and I love the imprint that it makes in there. I didn't even want to use it because it's so gorgeous. Looking at it, you wouldn't really think that it would look so good, but it really, really does. It just gives your cheeks a healthy glow to them. So this is the color Exposed by Tarte. The last thing that I got, okay, there's a story to this. So I was like, okay, I have just bought so much products in the last couple of weeks. I need to stop buying things. Like, it's so ridiculous. So I was like, okay, so I'm just like on the computer, and all of a sudden I get an email and it says it's back. The contour kit by Anastasia contour kit is back. And I didn't even think twice. I was like, place order. So I finally got my hands on the contour kit by Anastasia. And this is as good as everybody keeps saying it is. And when I first got it, I'm like, oh my god, they're so small. I thought they were gonna be bigger. But these are pretty big. I mean, they're not that small. But I've been using, today I used the bronzer to contour with. It comes with a ashy brown color. It's kind of like a grayish brown. It comes with a warmer brown and more of a neutral brown. I mixed the grayish brown and the neutral brown together to give me a pretty nice contour. It looks pretty real and like sculpted. I really like that. And I've been mixing the Emphasize MAC powder and the Banana Shade because Jaclyn Hill did it. And it looks really, really good underneath the eyes once you highlight it and everything. So I've been really, really enjoying this. This is definitely the best thing that I have ever gotten out of my entire haul. This is definitely my favorite. And I wasn't even going to get this, and then it came into stock and I had to grab it. So that is the end of this gigantic haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if there's anything in here that you want me to either review or do a tutorial on, just let me know in the comments below and I will do that for you. I will definitely be doing them with some of these products anyways. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks, guys.